Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is the ASX 200 Index Daily Update for Wednesday, the 4th of September 2024. The ASX 200 Index closed sharply lower today. There was no attempt to move higher. Weakness emerged across overseas markets last night. Most overseas markets pulled back about 1 to 1.5% overnight, with quite steep losses on the S&P 500 of 2.1% and the Nasdaq 3.3% in particular. Our local market followed those markets lower, mostly in sympathy with the overnight losses. There was also some economic news released locally late morning, which coincided with an attempt to stabilise the market. This attempt, however, was waved away during afternoon trade as sellers kept the pressure on. Some moderate support mid to late afternoon did emerge later in the day. This is the intraday chart. Price thrust lower from the open. This is the opening bar here. This was the initial push lower. And continued to drift lower until late morning. There was a moderate attempt to consolidate and recover around lunchtime. That was here. However, persistent and ongoing selling pressure continued to be drawn out during the afternoon, which continued to cause issues through to the late afternoon. I note that some moderate buying support emerged both times price dipped below the late morning lows. This was where price dipped below the late morning lows and price recovered both times. Back to the daily chart. Spread obviously increased considerably today as price really stretched lower in search of sufficient buyers to satisfy the sellers. The close was not really at a logical level, which usually means price has either overshot its levels or will likely continue to push lower tomorrow, with traded volumes generally indicating which, and generally very high volumes suggest that price will continue lower, and lower volumes often suggest that the market's overshot its levels. I expect a response early tomorrow will indicate which is more likely. The close was a little off the day's low, which reflects some moderate buying support, which emerged twice, both times when price dipped below the late morning lows. Volume was increased and was just a little above average, but did not really reflect or balance against today's very wide spread. Overall, there were some positions dumped today for sure, but the volume suggests it was not really a fully supported sell-off. Today's spread was very wide and was probably too wide when compared to the amount of volume traded. This suggests it was demand that was really lacking today, and that lack of demand forced price to really stretch lower in order to find sufficient buyers to satisfy the sellers. This suggests today's losses may be exaggerated or amplified due to the lack of buyers across the market today. Watch for the response locally tomorrow and overseas tonight and over the next 2 days to help clarify if today's trading will indicate a change in behaviour for the markets generally or if a reset and recovery is still likely. At the close of trade, the local market finished 152.7 points lower. Thanks for tuning in. Be back again tomorrow. It'll probably be early tomorrow. I'm going out mid-afternoon. Thanks again. See ya.